At every major tournament, England expects. This summer in Brazil, the hopes of many fans will rest on a new generation. But Daniel Sturridge is ready.
You have to keep improving, you have to push yourself to your limits, you have to go out there and push yourself to your limits, because you only get one career and I don't want to waste the time I've got playing.
The stop-start nature of his early career has given way to a high level of performance. But for Sturridge, the focus remains firmly on the team.
The camaradary's there, the banter's there, the boys working for each other, they're willing to die for each other on the football field. That's when you get results. It's about the team, no individuals, just about the team.
His form at Liverpool has attracted the spotlight. Alongside Luis Suarez, Sturridge's goals have propelled his club towards the top of the English Premier League. And the World Cup represents the next step for this striker.
Something that everyone's dreamed of, I think, to play in Brazil in a World Cup. And I'm no different to that. I'm just hoping to, God willing, remain fit, keep my form going, helping my team get victories, and at the end of the season, hopefully be on the plane.
Daniel Sturridge was born with football in his blood. His uncles Simon and Dean were professionals. But Daniel looked beyond both family and football.
When I was younger, I always used to watch, not just even football, just different sports, and to see how people's personas were, and to see, you know, what makes them who they are, the way they approach a game and stuff like that. I always wanted to kind of see how they would do stuff. So people like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woodses and Brian Lara's, like people, just different avenues where, you know, people are at the top of their game. At the time, there was like Faustino Asprilla, there was guys like Anelka, there was Ian Wright, Bergkamp, Shearer. There were so many different players, like at the time, Rivaldo's and all these guys, like so many different players that I wanted to be. In my area in Birmingham, which is Hockley, we had this patch of grass that like was about 15-20 second walk that everyone from my area used to play on. So we used to play 11-a-side on a pitch that was probably like 5-a-side size.
Sturridge took his first major step when he signed for Manchester City.
When I was about 13, they came in for me, and my family decided to make the move, you know, to make the sacrifice, I should say. And it was a big sacrifice from them. Never can repay them.
The move paid off. In 2008, his goal against Chelsea helped Manchester City win the FA Youth Cup. And the following season, he was voted the club's Young Player of the Year. But when his contract expired, Sturridge signed for Chelsea in July 2009.
They said that I would get an opportunity, you know, I've got to wait my chance, you know, which at the time I knew I would have to do, because there was world-class players playing at the club. I went there and learned so much from all different, I mean, not just Didier and Nico and Fernando and these guys. There was, you know, guys like Lamps and, you know, Ashley Cole, Deco, you know, there's so many different players that, you know, could teach you. You could take things out of their game, again, the way they approach the game, the way they put themselves in training, and the way that they work hard in training. Like Lampard was unbelievable, the way he worked in training and how hard he worked. And there was someone I always looked, you know, even in pre-season when we're doing running, he's doing extra running.
His playing time at Chelsea remained limited, but 4 goals meant Sturridge was still the club's top scorer during their triumphant 2010 FA Cup campaign. In January the following year, he moved to Bolton Wanderers on loan and scored 8 times in only 12 matches.
Great time for me, you know, thanks to Owen Cole. I went there and he filled me with confidence, gave me an opportunity, treated me so good, and not just the manager as well, it was his backroom staff, teammates, the area itself, everything about Bolton. It was like a family club. And I still love that club, because that club there did so much for me and changed my life, I think, because off the back of me playing there, I then went to Chelsea and started playing regularly.
Sturridge was admired by new manager Andre Villas-Boas, but his return to Chelsea was bittersweet.
I didn't get the opportunity, regardless what people say. I'm a central striker, and at Chelsea I didn't start a single game in the Premier League as a striker. It has improved my game because I can use my right foot a lot better now, and I was playing right wing. I do thank AVB. If I ever see him, I always say thank you for believing in me and giving me a chance, because he was the only Chelsea manager that did that. We won trophies, and there was great times in the Champions League. We made history in the FA Cup, and we did the double when I first joined the first season. So I've left there, as you say. It is bittersweet because I would have loved to have been given an opportunity as a centre forward. And if I'd then not did the business, if I'd been given a run of 3 games as a central striker, I'd have said fair play, but I'd get a chance. I'd score 2 goals in the centre forward position. The next game I'm on the bench, and then I'd be on the bench for another 4 or 5 games, get a chance for 15 minutes, and then it's like, as a young player, there's only so much you can take before you suddenly think, I'm not loved here, nobody really wants me here.
Having represented England at every youth level, Sturridge was by now a fully fledged international. He was called up by Fabio Capello in 2011, making his full debut against Sweden in November that same year.
I've always played in the England sort of under 6. I've played in every age group, so it was a natural progression, but you can never really explain it until it happens, and it was an amazing feeling.
In 2012, Capello's assistant, Stuart Pearce, called up Sturridge for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, selecting him for Great Britain's squad at the London Olympics. Sturridge scored twice at the Games, against the UAE and Uruguay. But Great Britain were eliminated on penalties by South Korea in the quarter-finals.
We weren't staying in the village because we were kind of playing in Cardiff, or we went to Old Trafford. So we were in different places. So we wasn't in London enough for me. I wish we were just stuck in the Olympics, and I was able to be part of Team GB and just walking through the village proud to have my Team GB tracksuit on.
Back at Chelsea, Sturridge made only 12 appearances for the Blues during the first half of the following season, scoring twice. This goal in a 5-4 win against Manchester United in the League Cup was his final one for the club. In January 2013, he signed for Liverpool for a reported fee of €15 million. The attraction of the 5-time European champions was obvious.
It was an easy decision, the size of the club, the fans, the backroom staff, the legends that have played for the club, the history that the club has. Coming here on the opposing side, you feel the aura, but being there, hearing the fans sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," the atmosphere at the ground, just being at this club is completely different to anything I've experienced.
Sturridge was an instant hit, scoring against Mansfield Town in the FA Cup 7 minutes into his debut. His confidence would continue to rise, and the talent was there for all to see.
I think confidence and belief that the manager's going to play him week in, week out in his favourite position. I think you see him at Chelsea, at Bolton. At times he was stuck on the wing, sometimes he wouldn't play, then he'd play up front, and he never really trusted him. I think when a manager gives you that belief that he's going to play you, he has confidence in you, I think you see that with a lot of players, it comes out, the natural ability. Now
The tables have turned, and there's a lot of factors that are helping me to perform, and it's a great feeling. I'm just so thankful to everybody, for where I am now in comparison to where I was before.
He scores goals, that's the main thing. He's a great finisher. People don't talk about that enough. And the goals he gets, his finishing ability is second to none. He's got pace, he's got strength. He's the modern striker. He can play wide, he can play off the front, he can play up top. I think the modern striker now can't just be someone who stays up front looking to score a goal, and that's all he does. The modern player now has got to move about and bring a lot more to his game, and I think Daniel Sturridge is the perfect type now.
Key to his success is his Liverpool partnership with a World Cup opponent, Uruguayan Luis Suarez. In 2013-14, the pair combined superbly to lead the Premier League scoring charts.
I think he's an unbelievable player. Since he joined, he's been spectacular.
He's a great player, and it's a pleasure to work with him as well. We complement each other's game, and we play with each other. It's easy to play with him.
He knows what's expected of him, which is to play for the team and to help his teammates. And that's something we all keep in our minds. And if we all keep doing what we're doing now, we'll be successful.
We try and bounce off each other and try and help each other to perform to the highest level possible. And it's just, as I say, it's easy to play with him, and he's extremely, very good player.
I just think it's the fact that the two top players, Louis is a world-class player, in the top 4 or 5 players in world football, and I think Daniel Sturridge this season has been the best attacking player England have got. So I'd expect them both to have a major impact in the World Cup.
It's a partnership Sturridge is hoping to replicate for England this summer in Brazil with Wayne Rooney.
So it's important, and I think for me and Wazza, we're different players, and it's easy, as I say, it's easy to play with guys like him. Doesn't make my job any, and it makes it so much more easier for me to go out there and express myself, because the defenders are worrying about him anyway, and I'm giving him a free run.
And now they've got 4 goals, and Sturridge takes his bow. He earned it, he converted it. He says thank you to Rooney for letting him take it.
Everyone's together, and it's the same with the club, it's the same with the country, and that's the most important thing.
Daniel Sturridge's goal scoring is proof of his talent and desire. And in Brazil, England will need both.
I feel good, I feel I'm improving, I'm willing to learn, I'm working as hard as I possibly can to learn. I'm listening to every person that gives me advice, I take it on board. You have to keep improving, you have to push yourself to your limits, you have to go out there and push yourself to your limits, because you only get one career.